Welcome to the Dreamy Storytellers. If it's your first time listening, my name's Bella and I love to read. Today, our story is about Princess Ellie, who loves to play sports, but she has a little problem. Nobody seems to think that princesses can't wear sneakers. When disaster strikes, it's up to Ellie to show what she actually can do. So join me as I read Princesses Wear Sneakers, written by Sam Squiers, illustrated by Annabelle Cutler. Princess Ellie wore beautiful clothes, sparkling jewels, dazzling tiaras, and sneakers. The king and queen would beg her to wear glass slippers. "How else can I run like an Olympic sprinter?" Ellie would say. "Or a famous football player. I need sneakers to kick the ball so I can go to the World Cup." Ellie dreamed of playing in front of a roaring crowd as she tied up her laces. Princess Ellie found it hard to concentrate on practicing her scales. She would much rather play cricket. Her music teacher was not impressed by her batting skills. "Princess Ellie, that is very unprincess-like, and sneakers are not appropriate for playing in concerts." "But how else am I supposed to run between the wickets?" Ellie asked. As the castle was preparing for its very important, very fancy royal ball, Princess Ellie was preparing to hit a home run in the courtyard outside. Ellie was just rounding third base when she heard the ball crash through the castle window. "Ellie," the queen cried, rushing outside, "what have you done now?" "Young lady, this will not do. Princesses don't run around playing baseball. And princesses don't wear sneakers," the king said sternly. Princess Ellie sighed sadly. "Okay," she said as she made her way upstairs to change. Princess Ellie came downstairs in her fancy ball gown and glass slippers. She was very uncomfortable. "Whose idea was it to make shoes out of glass anyway?" Ellie grumbled. As Ellie reached the courtyard where the dancing had begun, she heard a terrible commotion. "Dragon! It's a dragon!" cried the guards. The party guests were running inside in panic. Suddenly, a gigantic green dragon swooped down and snatched up the king and queen, carrying them away. The guards tried to give chase, but they couldn't move fast enough with their clunky metal armor. "Who will save the king and queen?" they cried. "I will," said Princess Ellie. She took 2 strides forward and tripped, losing one of her slippers. "But not like this. There is only one thing to do." Princess Ellie took down her fancy hairdo and tied her hair back in a ponytail. She changed out of her ball gown and into her footy shorts and jersey. She laced up her sneakers and loaded her backpack. She was ready to go. Princess Ellie chased after the dragon and ran a whole marathon before she could see him in the distance. The king and queen were tied up next to him. "Hey, dragon!" she yelled. "I can see you! I want my parents back!" The dragon was tying a napkin around his neck and licking his lips when he turned to the princess's direction. "Oh, princess, I'm quite busy and have a lot on my plate," he grunted, pointing towards her parents, Go away, little girl, or I'll eat you too. Ellie sprinted as fast as she could towards the dragon. The dragon drew breath and roared out a stream of fire. Roar! But Princess Ellie stepped to one side, dodging the flames with some fancy footwork she learned from playing rugby in league. The dragon tried again. Roar! But Ellie skidded on her stomach like she was scoring a try, and the dragon missed. The dragon was suddenly out of breath. Only little puffs of smoke came out of his mouth. You'll never make it past this, the dragon said as he started throwing rocks in Princess Ellie's direction. Watch me, Princess Ellie replied, taking the cricket bat out of her backpack. Ellie hit the rock square on her bat and sent it flying for what would have been a 6, but instead hit the dragon right between the eyes. It knocked the dragon out cold. The king and queen started cheering. Ellie, you were so brave! You defeated the nasty dragon. Ellie beamed. Things are going to change around the castle from now on, the queen said, as they all headed back home to the castle. And they did. From then on, the king, queen, and every royal subject wore sneakers to every occasion. And the very important fancy royal ball, it was now the very important, very fancy Royal Football Cup. Now, everyone in the kingdom knows princesses definitely wear sneakers. Hope you enjoyed. Bye-bye.